The inheritance test that revealed my sister's secret greed. Have you ever wondered if your family actually loves you, or if they're just waiting for you to become a paycheck? My father was a self-made man. He started with nothing and built a construction empire. But he was also a man of principles. When he passed away last month, my sister, Chloe, was already picking out designer bags and looking at mansions in Malibu before the funeral service even ended. Chloe has always been the golden child. She married a high-profile lawyer, lived in a penthouse, and looked down on me because I chose to teach at an inner-city elementary school. She called me the family disappointment because I didn't care about labels or status. On the day the will was read, Chloe showed up in a $1,000 dress, literally vibrating with excitement. The lawyer sat us down and cleared his throat. To my daughter, Chloe, he read, "I leave my vintage gold watch and my collection of classic books." Chloe's face went from pale to bright red in 3 seconds flat. "That's it," she shrieked. "Where's the offshore accounts? Where's the real estate?" The lawyer ignored her and continued, "And to my daughter, Maya, I leave the small, blue lockbox under my bed and the keys to the old family cabin in the woods." Chloe lost it. She called our father a senile old fool and stormed out, screaming that she was going to contest the will. She didn't even take the books. She just left them on the floor like trash. I took my small blue box and drove 3 hours to that cabin. It was tiny, dusty, and smelled like pine needles. I sat on the porch, crying, missing the man who used to teach me how to fish in the lake nearby. I finally opened the box. Inside wasn't money. It was a single, handwritten letter and a heavy, rusted iron key. The letter said, "Maya, you were the only one who visited me when I was sick, not because you wanted my money, but because you wanted my time. Wealth isn't what you keep, it's what you give away." The iron key fit a floorboard in the back of the cabin. When I lifted it, I didn't find gold bars. I found a stack of documents. It turns out, my father had sold his construction company years ago. He had placed all $40 million into a private foundation, and I was the sole trustee. The money was meant to build schools and hospitals, and the foundation's salary for the trustee was more than I'd make in 10 lifetimes as a teacher. 2 weeks later, Chloe called me. Her husband had been fired for malpractice, and they were being evicted from their penthouse. "Maya, sweetie," she purred into the phone. I was thinking, maybe we can sell that old cabin and split the cash? I'm in a bit of a situation. I looked out the window of the cabin, at the beautiful lake my father loved. "Sorry, Chloe," I said, my voice as steady as a rock. "I checked the books you left on the floor. There was a note inside one of them. Dad said if you ever reached out for money instead of an apology, I should tell you to check the help wanted section in the Sunday paper." I hung up. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel like the disappointment. I felt like his daughter.